Hey everyone, this is Mama Miner, and we are continuing our Lessons of Minecraft series with part 2 of the Tools of Minecraft. In the last episode, we talked about simple machines, and we are briefly going to connect Minecraft tools with simple machines now. This can be done with a conversation about how simple machines make up Minecraft tools, and if they are made up of more than one simple machine, then what are they really called? Moving on, let's go more in detail about Minecraft tools and how we can tailor our lesson plans around them. Again, I'm just going to quickly go over some lesson plan ideas I have and let you take it from there. Reading, literature. For younger students, it is important to first teach them about authors and illustrators. Then you can take this opportunity to practice by creating your own books. If you are short on time, write out a story about Minecraft tools tailored to your classroom's reading level. Then you can give each student the whole story or parts of the story to read and illustrate. If you are homeschooling or have the time in your classroom, allow students to dictate a short story about Minecraft tools, and then they can illustrate them themselves. With either activity, you can then bind the pages to create a book. I've done this particular lesson with kindergarten age students, and it was very well received. Playing on this same idea for your older students, you can discuss the elements of stories and then have your students create their own stories around the topic of Minecraft tools. Encourage them to be as creative as possible while focusing on the character, setting, plot, theme, and conflict of their story. For more practice, check out learner.org, where you can interact with the story of Cinderella to get a better understanding of the various elements of stories. You can also check out Story Elements, Grade 3 through 4, Spotlight on Reading by Frank Schaefer Publications if you desire to have a workbook that helps your students practice finding the various elements of stories. A similar book is Story Elements by Rebecca Stark. Vocabulary is not easy to come by in this lesson, but you can help your students learn how to spell the different tools in Minecraft and talk about how each tool is used. Math. For kindergarten and younger, you can print out several copies of different Minecraft tools and use them to make patterns. You can either let your students create their own patterns, or you can have them finish patterns you start. For more pattern practice, you can check out the Preschool's Basic Skills app, which is available on both Apple and Android products. Another math activity for your students would be to use various colored squares to allow your students to recreate a Minecraft tool. Minecraft tools lend themselves very nicely to this activity due to the squared nature of all the Minecraft blocks. If you do not wish to cut out your own squares, you can use these plastic squares. Another task to go along with this would be for you to print off the outlines of a Minecraft tool and have your students fill them in with the squares. This is similar to a tangram puzzle. If you would like for your students to have more practice with tangrams, you can check out Tangram HD on Android and Tangram for Osmo on iTunes. The final math activity I have is actually a way to practice a math lesson from part 1. This activity is easiest in a classroom setting, but is not limited to the classroom. As a practice for the lesson on graphing, you can poll the classroom, or if homeschooling, have your child poll his friends about which Minecraft tool is their favorite. With this information, your students can decide which graph is best to use to display this information. Science. This is where we can really bring Minecraft to life. Introduce your students to the real-life version of Minecraft tools. If you do not have these tools at home, you can visit your local home improvement stores to take a closer look. Admittedly, this activity would probably be easiest for homeschooling families. If it is not possible to see the tool in person, you can also look them up in a book or on the internet. You can then compare and contrast the Minecraft version of the tools to the real-life version of the tools. A fun activity that allows students to learn through play is a sensory table. A sensory table is a stand that houses a plastic bin that you put various objects in for your students to explore. If you do not have a sensory table, you can use a plastic bin, but make sure this bin is about the height of one that slides under the bed, because a taller one would be difficult for your students to explore and can potentially be dangerous if they fall in. In our sensory bin, we are going to place rocks, dirt, and sand, which are all found in Minecraft. We will use plastic gems as our ores. Have your students use a shovel, or in our case, a garden trowel, to dig up the ores. This allows your students to explore and pretend they are in a real-life version of Minecraft. For more information on the benefits of sensory play, I recommend you check out this PBS article. Another activity that looks to connect with the lesson in Part 1 is to use the scientific method to determine which version of Minecraft tool is more efficient for various blocks in Minecraft. I recommend you pick a few blocks so that this activity doesn't take too long. In a classroom, you could have students break up into groups and try out different blocks or tools to speed up the process, or you could allow them to do the same activity to see the different methods and results they come up with. Students would first need to develop a hypothesis and then a method to test it. For a more detailed look at the scientific method, you can check out sciencebuddies.org. Art. Art is a great way for students to express their individuality. One activity you can do with your students is to get an outline of Minecraft tools and allow them to decorate them. It would be best to provide students with various mediums to allow them to be most creative. It would also be fun for students if you can cut these shapes out in cardboard to give them a more tangible final product. Another activity would be to have students draw out scenes with the Minecraft tools. EasyDrawingTutorials.com has a tutorial on how to draw Steve from Minecraft if you want to help your students get started. History. You can research the history of the various tools of Minecraft in real life. You can have students observe how tools have evolved over time and research how these tools have become more efficient or if they have even become more efficient. Also, you can talk about which tools we have now that are often used as a replacement. An example of this would be that now we often use chainsaws instead of axes. Foreign language. For students new to a foreign language, you can introduce them to how to pronounce the various Minecraft tools in that language. You can try Google Translate if you need help translating these words. For students with a more detailed history in a foreign language, you can have them translate their Minecraft tool story from the literature lesson before into the language they are studying, and then they can read it out loud. This would give them practice in both writing and pronouncing the words. Well guys, that is all I have for this lesson. I haven't decided what our lesson for next week will be, but if you follow me on Twitter, I'll be sure to let you know when I do. I would love to hear what other activities you can think of when it comes to Minecraft tools, so please leave them in the comment section. Links to all products, books, and websites mentioned in this video will be in the description below. If you like this video, please consider leaving me a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing so that you won't miss the next video in this series. See you next time.